Just to confirm, we are all not leaving. It's only the chief guests who are leaving because they have other appointments. If you'd like to know more about what is in the manual, there are QR codes on your tables. Please scan so that you can have a digital copy of the manual. Let's save our trees, please. Climate justice is important. Let's not cut trees so that everyone can have a book to put in the library. Scan a QR code and you will have access to our manual. It's on the tea. Yes. You're welcome to tea. The washrooms are straight on. The other conference room on the right. Karibuni sana. We start at 12 sharp.
Desemba. Inshallah, basi atakuwa ameshika vizuri. Pige na hiyo. Kwa inatokea. Wacha itokee saidi na hii. Tokapoa na hii pia, na hii. Tumia ama
Makena. Aya, uliza ni ipige alafu ndipo akuje.
Twitter vipi?
Toyo. Hapo kwa picha yangu huyo.
Kwani niko? We, kuna uka.
Nishamaliza kupiga zangu.
Ada tumefunga macho, sio?
Richie. Kuja tupige na simu tupost. Na sai shogile. Tupige hapa ama pale. Tupige hapa ama pale juu.
Okay, sawa. Okay, no worries. Sasa tuchukue tu hapa.
Unataka unipige? Nilikuwa nimeangalia. Shaenda. Sawa. Ndio hiyo. Sasa
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Higher, higher, higher. I'll kindly ask John, Basil, and Tom. We had some delegates who came in, and the room was very full, and there were no seats. Now we have a whole table here in front. Let's occupy the table so we don't crowd behind. We'd like to leave behind for the technical team. As you can see, the Uraia staff are very hands-on in terms of ensuring that this national convention is a success. Therefore, tuwapatie nafasi tafadhali uko nyuma, kama umekuja, kama umechelewa, we have seats up here in front. The early bird catches the worm. Wale wanakaa mbele, you will get the wisdom in advance. So please come and sit in front. I also need assistance moving the podium so that our team doing sign can be seen. At the moment, the podium is blocking. Uraia team, if you see any delegate who is hanging around, not on a designated table, please ask them to come and to fill in some of the spaces that have now become available. Let's bring the podium this side, please. Oh, sorry, Basil and Tom, please bring it here. Yes. Cliff and his team want a podium so that they can feel wamefika mahali nafaa. And then it's close to branding because we are streaming live. Thank you so much. Asanteni sana. I appreciate your assistance. Uko nyuma bado tuko na viti jameni. Let's have our seats. Unfortunately, I fault our education system for not allowing people to sit in front. Because if you sit in front, the teacher always speaks on you by your surname. Ogana, what is the Pythagoras theorem? So watu wanaogopa kukaa mbele, but trust me, it is a great sign of leadership to come and lead from the front. So don't be shy, kujeni ukae mbele. Our guests have gone. We have a lot of seats. Pia kuna viti huko. Our band have retired. That is the Mufasa and team, but we still have entertainment. Oeba, where are you? Oh, okay, sawa. Oeba, si ukuje mbele tukuone. Kijana chipukizi umejikakamua. Thank you so much, team. Let's just settle down in our seats so that we can begin the next session. Sound team, please give us some sound on the podium mic.
Hello.
As Oeba is making his way forward, kindly allow Helen to say a thing or two, and then we will have Willie Oeba come and entertain us. Willie, kuja tu kae mbele.
Iko sawa? Okay, hello everyone. One thing I did not say is that the manual and the handbook is work in progress. We realized that there are so many topics we needed to put, but we cannot put everything. In particular, I know we have the team from NIT, which looks at national interests. And because it's a subject that we are still trying to wrap our head around it, we are going to open up the handbook and the manual for any new information that comes. So from now on, it's going to be online, and when we get updated information, we continue to update it. So we had to stop at some point. Yeah, but any other content that needs to come up, we will continue with it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Helen. While you're there, just a quick one. Does anyone have any questions for Helen on the manual? One or two burning questions, so that it is interactive. Isikuwe, we are just talking to you and maybe you have something, you have a thought or a comment. Even a compliment, it doesn't always have to be something bad. You know, it can also be something good. Questions for Helen going once? Question for Helen going twice? Going, gone. All right, thank you so much.
But I received some feedback during tea break. Kuna wale wanasema, how do they become our civic educators? How does the young generation also get trained to be civic educators? So that is the discussion we are having with our development partners and our citizens. If we get financing, we are looking forward to getting 5,000 new civic educators of the youthful age. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Helen. Makofi kwake tafadhali. All right, we still have 2 more quarters to go. This is now second half, in second service. First service ndio imeisha. Our guests, our pastors have left. Now we are in second service, and for those of you who go to church, second service ndio inabamba. Yes, it is for the people who are intentional about coming to church after they have freshened up. So before we start our second service, we have Willie Oeba, who has a word or two for us. Kutuchangamsha vile tulichangamshwa in the first service, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for Willie Oeba.
Yeah. Give it up for Cindy, give it up for her, give it up for her. Theater, before we start, we are in it. Mimi ni Rasta Pasta, huwa nahubiri kwa matatu. Lakini nikisimama wanashangaa huyu hawezi kuwa Rasta, akona dread, huyu ni mgani huyu? Raya. Nikisema design unasema design. Design. Leo mko kwa matatu, sawa? Design. Olal mambo. Uko fiti. Small fish akibreak the law anakujiwa. Lakini big fish akibreak the law, Nurdin Haji. Juu pesa ya kisima waliiba, and that's the damn truth. Nasema sudden death is viewed kama spoiled votes, that's the sad truth. Hakuna food, shelter, matter, clothing, well that's the naked truth. Mayouth hawana fare kwenda job interview, politician kenye namsumbua ni mafuta ya ndege, that's the plain truth. Life ain't easy, that's the hard truth. It's not about sagging, drugs ina create my wasted youth. Inchi mashefa wezi afford ile food wana cook. Domoptician unalipa wezi hata piga look, kill sin to see God. Hata utoi tithe aje ticket ya heaven and inuliwi maimuk. Itakuwaje cry za tajiri ni intellectual, lakini cry za maskini kwa masikio ya justice ni kelele. Itakuwaje mna believe in me na nikicheza kimimi nyinyi mnashikwa na kiwewe. Itakuwaje unaninyima opportunity ya kupata kazi, lakini olal tu kwa club ndio unataka nipewe. Na effect ya nguvu ya thao inafika malinduru ya mnyonge iwezi fika. Ballot box na DSTV zinafika malidisha iwezi fika. Watoto wanalala njaa juu wewe ulikunywa na pesa ya kula na vizuri unajua pombe iwezi lika. Na wanasiasa pia wanadanganya. Ni kutriki. Mpaka ukisaidia rafiki yako pesa yako unapoteza rafiki yako na pesa yako. Jesus alibitrewa na kiss. Na nyinyi mko hapa ndani mnajichocha juu mlipewa hug. Wajinga nyinyi. Well, justice system sahi inajaribu kureverse roles. Ati sasa wanaita judge my lord alafu God is my witness. Sijuzi mliona walijaribu kuuza airport. Nilikuwa nadhani wanajoke wakisema Africa is our business. Huku uchumi imekuwa mbaya, demonstrations inafanya tuna belong to the streets kushinda Jehovah Witness. Huku Sakaja akitaka Nairobi work. Sindi hiyo ni priority kweli mayouth wakiwa jobless. Juu uchumi imekuwa mbaya, hakuna kenye ina move, hata wasusi ya wasongi. Watu wa piercing tu ndio wanatoboa. Yani Sauti Sol wamekuwa at the top. Uchumi imekuwa mbaya mpaka sasa Alusa amedecide to go topless. Na before you meet a fellow citizen, I must tell you what it is to be me. Kwa society, kids die every day. In their defense, the police always have something to say. Forget about the money. Tuna spend so much time kwa barabara zimetengeneza 2 times their normal cost anyway. The same SUVs bought by taxpayers' money are given way kwa the same roads matatus have to pay. Because during Rainier regime, the citizens amekuwa 1 bullet away from being a hashtag. Nasema talk is cheap. Fortunately, citizens cannot buy that because wako $1 away from the poverty line IBC ndio iko na price tag. Our moms wako one demolition away from kulala njaa to kulala nje. Makanga ko one police stop away from kuluza another finje. There's nothing to smile about when I know I am one stray bullet away from being a statistic. Na degree ni makaratasi tu, hata mimi niko na mbili. But now to put food on my mama's table through poetry, I have to be sarcastic. Nasema life ni short na siongelee kinyasa, na kaunti ya Mwananchi ni empty kama promises za mwanasiasa. Hapana, akaunti ya Mwananchi ni empty kama akili ya mwanasiasa. The president is talented in the art ya contempt of court. The law is very clear. His conscience is not. When a youth depressed, una kazi, na serikali inapea kazi wenye wanafaa wawe retirement. So mbona una tense na hata mood ya worry? Hakuna hata pesa ya kulipwa peanuts. Well, squeezy kila mtu anauza njugu. Hao viongozi si wenzetu, wakati wa kura ndio watakumbuka kutuita mandugu. Na serikali ingekuwa inajali what we say, then parliament kungekuwa na headphones na sio speaker. Mchana wanalala ubunge na usiku wanataka night allowance, ndio maana inaitwa pay slip. Hope ni rare. Sometimes sisi wa Kristo ndio tuko na chuki sana na our favorite verses iko in the book of Romans. Wasikudanganye na words, body language can tell. Misplaced priorities. Pale Nakuru mliona kuna maji kwa mfereji, but masaa ya kura watakuja kutap talent. Walituahidi stadiums, lakini kwa ground si vitu ni different. Na tuachane our girls wasome, si ndio? Juu tambiaje dem alishika ball akiwa high school. Education is the key na alishajifungua. Naitwa Willy Oeba, mimi hufanya spoken word. And I'm launching my 4th album on the 12th of December. Hapo ndio mnapiga makofi. Yeah. On the 12th of December, pale Kenya National Theatre from 6 to 9 p.m. inaitwa Yellow Paper Bag. My mom used to be a hawker na alikuwa anatumianga hiyo paper bag ya yellow. Every time she used to step out, we were sure we would eat, even though we were eating hand to mouth. Ni true definition ya resilience, na consistency is the only thing failure cannot keep up with. Mtakuja? Asante.
Naendelea tu na social media handle tukupate.
Social media, enda Instagram, andika WILLIEOEBA. Ama andika tu OEBA utanipata. Ticket ni 1000, ni 1500, lakini juu niko hapa leo ni 1000. Mtapata. Haya, DJ. Chini kidogo. Tell me, how am I supposed to talk about peace if everything we have, we've had to fight for? If word is life, tell me what is living if freedom of speech ain't worth dying for? Tell me why it feels like we've been here before. What's the point of trying if life is looped an unending cycle? There's no dignity in poverty. Tell me how money is the root of all evil. Because where I come from, it's either you die because of hunger in the house or you're killed in the streets looking for a living. Where I come from, the cops kill for a living. Where I come from, we get blinded by hate, then later thought that seeing is believing. So I am not a poet. My life is a poem. Because word is life and life is just a word, and that is how it goes. The day I stop speaking about the things that matter is when I will start dying. So dear death, don't kill me yet, because if you do, my mama will cry. And if she cries now, that will kill me, because once a gun was put on my head, and at that moment my whole life flashed in front of my eyes. Now that they didn't kill me yet, I live as a man who has nothing to lose. My mama almost cried, so I'm technically dead in the inside, because I live in a country that kills its own citizens in a bid to collect more taxes. I live in a country where priests throw the weight of the world on the back of congregants. If that's not enough, they still hold more masses. I live in a country where young kids were killed outside parliament buildings over broken glasses. I live in a country where the king is naked and lives under the glory of former past praises. I live in a country where half of the population skips meals. Tough economic times, BS, but a bullet never misses. Because as a poet, I have seen The pain of a mother's cry, let me not talk about it. Because as a poet, sometimes my most powerful verses are in the words that are never said. Just like on June 25th, the young ones lost their lives trying to correct mistakes they never made. But they don't want me to write. But if I don't, then what happens to people who cannot hold the pen? Thank you.
Amazing. Very inspiring. Put your hands together one more time for Willie Oeba. Thank you, Willie. You have given us the necessary focus that we need for second service. We really appreciate. Before we go into our next session, we have one of our trustee members who is here, and we'd love him to come up and just say a word or two. Mr. Josephat Mwaura, Trustee Uraia, please come and say a word or two. Just say hi, wave the hands in the air. Just let us appreciate you and your presence. Asante sana. Mr. Mwaura, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, please, for Mr. Mwaura.
Thank you very much. I was sitting there listening to people who have moving words. They're not words, they're based on life. And I had no intention of speaking. But as Oliver knows, and Helen knows, and all members of Uraia know, there's one thing you should never do to me. Give me a chance to speak. Because I will say something. First of all, thank you for honoring us. This is an event we hope one day will be held at Kasarani. That we are able to bring Kenyans from all corners of this country to come and celebrate the milestones they have achieved in civic education, civic engagement, and ultimately achieving the desires that they have in their heart. The one thing I like talking about is who we are as Uraia. I happen to have been involved with Uraia throughout its life. It started as a program at KPMG, where I spent many, many years as a donor program, and we were running the financial management part of the program, and John Fox was running the technical assistance team. And it is my joy and pride to see Uraia transition into an independent institution. And one of my agendas is to make sure that as many people as possible understand who Uraia is, what Uraia does, and come and support Uraia, and let some of us leave and go, because we have been here too long. You can imagine if I had been president of the country and I'm still standing here, what would you be saying? Mwaura? Huh? Yeah, so if I must say anything, very quickly, the mission of Uraia, who knows it amongst you? Who knows why Uraia exists? Because I'm a preacher. Please write it down. To provide quality civic education and mechanisms for engagement to enable Kenyans citizens to achieve their constitutional aspirations. So there are three elements: civic education, civic engagement, because education without engagement is wasted on you, and ultimately to realize our constitutional aspirations. And if I were to break it down for you, what we try and do is to harness the sovereign power of the people. That sovereign power of the people should express itself through the governance of the country, through our constitution, the institutions that we have established, and the people that you elect or select to lead those institutions. That sovereign power of the people should express itself through what I call the long-term development framework of the country. What is our long-term view? Right now, we have been working towards what? Vision 2030. We should be working at Kenya at 100. As we sit here, I would want you to imagine, what would Kenya at 100 look like? That should be our long-term development framework. Then we translate that long-term development framework to our plans, budgets, and finances. The reasons you died, some of us in the streets in 2023. Planning, budgeting, and financing. From planning, budgeting, and financing, we go to execution at sector, county, policies, and programs. And from there, we see results. Irongo spoke about some of that, whether it's in education, in health. And those results, from period to period, should accumulate to our aspirations. The problem we have at the moment, and the reason you are in this room, is that that sovereign power of the people is not able to express itself through that continuum. Why? What is the big problem? Many of us will say it's our leaders. I'll tell you only one problem. If you want to know what is the primary problem of this country, buy a mirror. Buy a what? I will say that again. If you want to know the primary problem of this country, buy a mirror. Because we have this sovereign power, but we have made it like Sukuma Wiki. It is packaged in bundles. And we allow people to come and buy it. And we are not expressing it for our governance, for our long-term development, for our planning, for our execution, for the results, for our aspirations. And if we really want to achieve what you want, knowledge, yes, every single Kenyan. If you succeed, that's why I talked about Kasarani, every single Kenyan should know the Constitution, should know the law, should know the governance framework of the country. The second thing, every single Kenyan must behave in a manner consistent with how they want to achieve their aspirations. At a minimum, if we can achieve just those two, knowledge and Muko. Knowledge and practice, behavior. Every Kenyan. Beyond that, then what we hope those Kenyans can do once they have the knowledge and the behavior is to organize, like some of you have done, and become organizations that can make a difference. I told you it's a risk to give me a chance to speak. Thank you very much. My prayer is that every one of you, when we celebrate Kenya at 100, we will celebrate the difference you will have made in the knowledge and behavior of Kenyans. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. A round of applause to our trustee, Mr. Josephat Mwaura. So I'm going to ask those who are seated on this side, if you're seated next to a window, please open it, because I think we've overpowered the AC and it's becoming a bit warm, and I don't want people to sleep. Nobody sleeps second service. So please, just for fresh air also, just to get the air circulating. I'm seeing a couple of people wanagawa shamba, wanapeana ploti, hiyo ndio ploti yako. Alafu pia wanapeana ingine, hii is 1/8. No. We are here to celebrate, and what Mr. Mora has said, it's very important for us to appreciate the moment and the fact that we are here. We are a very small drop in the big ocean, and hopefully next year the convention will be bigger and bigger. I've also picked something from what Mr. Mora has said. Qua ground, you need different players. So here we have civic educators, and you're the ones who are training the communities in your different counties. However, partnerships is very important to get this message moving forward. And Uraia is very proud to work with partners in different sectors. We've heard from our development actors, from our state actors, and now it is also good to know how Uraia is working with the ministry, Kenya Music Festival Secretariat, that is the KMF. Now, I wear many hats. Here I'm your MC, but Kamande alluded to my fundraising background, which I do, and part of the fundraising that we do, or awareness that we do, is with the Kenya Music Festival. It's very important to get future champions when they are young. When they compose songs about governance, about the importance of free and fair elections, they compose dances, choral verses. They are speaking to their peers, but most importantly, they're speaking to the change makers, especially as they progress from county level all the way to the national level. How powerful would it be if the English choral verse or Kiswahili choral verse that wins the nationals and goes to State House is about civic education? And we have all the key players there listening to the children, asking our leaders to be good leaders. Now that is one of the angles that Uraia is looking at with the Kenya Music Festival Secretariat. Don't take it from me. We have a representative here, Mr. George Atsia, who I'd like to invite up on stage just to say a word or two about the partnership between Uraia and the Kenya Music Festival Secretariat. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. George Atsia. And he will tell us as well if he's a teacher, if you compose songs, you give us a tune or two, which we will not judge. But go ahead, George.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope we are having a good afternoon. My name is George Atsia. I'm happy to represent the Executive Secretary of Kenya Music Festival, Madam Janet Langat, who could not make it here. Kenya Music Festival is under the auspices of Ministry of Education, and we provide a platform for nurturing an artistic expression through performing arts, music, verse, and even by extension, there's a drama festival that usually is used to propagate messages as would be appropriate. The MC has actually said what we do with the Uraia Trust, and I'm glad she actually said everything that I was to do. But I would like to say this, that we deeply value the important role played by Uraia Trust in promoting democracy, good governance, and active citizenship. Of course, we stand as partners in building a nation where creativity, participation, and civic responsibility flourish. And Kenya Music Festival affirms its commitment to continued collaboration in empowering young people through music, dance, and even verse. Just to bring it into context, we first had engagement with the Uraia Trust starting the year 2023 when we met with John Kamande, okay, and also we've had engagements, direct engagements with Helen. In 2023, Uraia was actually one of one of the institutions that sponsored more than one class. When institutions come to Kenya Music Festival, they actually do with one class. But Uraia Trust had 2 themes in 2023. It had elections in Kenya and UTU, the values on UTU. In 2024, we had the culture of UTU and sustainable development agenda. And this year, 2025, we heard Uraia give us the themes, devolution in Kenya and UTU. Out of those, you get that UTU is the basic denominator here. And we want to congratulate Uraia Trust for having launched this manual, and I'm sure it will be for the benefit of us and all here, and even outside this room. Okay, so we want to affirm that we will continue to have you on board, and of course we are starting our next cycle of events in December, when we start preparing the messages that go out there. We prepare guidelines every year, so we start in December. Our festival runs all the way to, from performances actually start in May all the way to August. Okay, and we provide that platform from sub-county level, and we culminate this in national level, where we have 150,000 participants at national level. And these are performers, besides the trainers, and besides the parents, and even the general public that is part of, or that make part of the audience. So if you look at what happens at the regional level, it could even be greater than just 150,000. If we go again down to sub-county, and we have all levels, okay, of learning. We start with the kindergarten, we go all the way to university, and even nowadays we have teacher squires that have come on board strongly, and we would like to continue with this collaboration and partnership to propagate the Mutu ni Utu, okay, for God and our country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Atsiaya, representing the Executive Secretary of the Kenya Music Festival under the umbrella of the Ministry of Education. By the way, it's open to the public. If they're in your county, I think it's 100 shillings or so. The money goes to the Secretary to ensure that our children can continue exercising their God-given gifts and talents. You said I said everything, Mr. Atsiaya, so now I'm just going to introduce our next speaker, lest I preempt his speech. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking on the partnership between Uraia and the Kenya Union of Teachers, NAT, we have Mr. John Obala, the Executive Officer. Please put your hands together for Mr. John Obala from the Kenyan Union of Teachers. Asante.
Session Chair, the Chair of Board, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Without much ado, I want to bring solidarity of the teachers of Kenya, and I want to say that the Kenya National Union of Teachers is a union of discipline, and we only have one spokesman, who is the Secretary General, and the Secretary General has done a solidarity statement as requested by Uraia, and I will take you through the solidarity statement, and then if there will be issues after that, we will discuss them. So I'll take you through the solidarity statement, which Kenya National Union of Teachers was requested to craft, I think, not more than 10 minutes, according to the theme that you have. So, greetings and appreciation. I'll not go through that. On behalf of the Kenya National Union of Teachers, its entire membership, and the millions of learners in our classrooms across this nation, I extend our warmest fraternal greetings. We are profoundly honored to stand in solidarity with Uraia Trust and all the stakeholders gathered here for this pivotal convention. We extend our deepest gratitude to Uraia Trust for its steadfast leadership in championing civic education and for convening this crucial dialogue. The choice of the UTU philosophy as our guiding compass is not only timely but deeply resonant with the very essence of the teaching profession. We acknowledge with great appreciation the enduring partnership between NAT and Uraia Trust, a partnership built on a shared conviction that an informed citizenry is the bedrock of a vibrant democracy. NAT's vision of a dignified, professional, and prosperous teaching service and its mission to advance the socio-economic interests of teachers are fundamentally aligned with the goal of strengthening the civic education ecosystem through the UTU philosophy. The union's strategic objectives, which focus on robust advocacy, member welfare, and the promotion of quality education, directly contribute to this theme. By empowering teachers who are the primary conduits of civic values with dignity and professional security, NAT ensures they are better equipped to model and impart the core principles of UTU, such as ethics, social responsibility, and respect for the common good. Ultimately, a strengthened, motivated, and respected teaching force is the essential bedrock for cultivating a virtuous civic education ecosystem where the philosophy of UTU is not just taught, but embodied and sustained for future generations. The teacher and architect of the civic education system. The term ecosystem is profoundly apt. An ecosystem is a complex, interconnected network where every organism plays a critical role in sustaining the whole. Kenya's civic education ecosystem is no different. It comprises government bodies, civil society, the media, faith-based organizations, development partners, and more. However, if this ecosystem has a heart, a central life-giving force, it is the classroom. And if that heart has a keeper, it is the teacher. While policies are debated in boardrooms and laws are enacted in parliament, it is the humble classrooms of the 47 counties and the 110 NAT branches that the future of Kenyan citizenship is forged. Teachers are the frontline soldiers and the primary cultivators of our national character and democratic values. We are the ones who translate the grand concepts of the Constitution, Article 10 on national values, Article 33 on freedom of expression, Article 35 on access to information, into tangible lessons that shape the minds and hearts of our children. We do not merely teach civics as a subject. We model it as a practice. Every day, we manage a microcosm of society, teaching children how to resolve conflicts, respect differing opinions, participate in group tasks, and understand their rights and responsibilities. We are therefore the ultimate stakeholders in any conversation about strengthening civic education. Aligning UTU with the teacher's mandate, cultivating humanity. The theme of this convention, centered on the UTU philosophy, speaks directly to the soul of our profession. UTU, the essence of humanity, empathy, mutual respect, and shared responsibility is not an abstract concept to be added to a curriculum. It is the foundational ethic of a meaningful education. Long before the ink dried on our constitution, the teaching profession was guided by the principles of UTU. We see it when a teacher stays back to help a struggling child, when they use their own modest resources to provide a meal, or when they instill in a student the confidence to dream. We are not just imparting knowledge, we are nurturing humanity. Therefore, NAT embraces the integration of UTU into the civic education landscape. A curriculum rooted in UTU is a curriculum for life. It moves beyond teaching children what their rights are, to teaching them why they must respect the rights of others. It shifts the focus from the individualistic pursuit of power to the collective pursuit of the common good. In a nation grappling with the divisive ghosts of ethnic mobilization and personality-based politics, the teacher, armed with the tool of UTU, becomes the most potent agent for fostering the issue-based politics we all desire. Our commitment and call to action, investing in the cultivators. NAT is not here merely to offer solidarity in words. Following the initial co-option of the Kenya National Union of Teachers, NAT, onto the Uraia Trust Board some time ago, it is imperative to formally reaffirm and secure this position. This necessity was a central point of discussion during a recent meeting between NAT and Uraia Trust, where a mutual understanding was reached to solidify the collaboration. Consequently, a memorandum of understanding, MOU, was to be drafted and executed between the two entities. Therefore, to honor the spirit of that agreement and the initial intent of co-option, NAT must now formally assume its rightful place on the Uraia Trust Board. We are here to reaffirm our commitment to action in solidarity with the objectives of this convention. We pledge to, 1, champion the new curriculum. We wholeheartedly welcome and commit to promoting Uraia Trust's new civic education curriculum among our members, recognizing it as a vital tool for transformative teaching. 2, promote UTU in schools. We will advocate for and support programs that embed the UTU philosophy into school culture and extracurricular activities, such as drama, music, and debates, many of which are brilliantly facilitated by our partners in the Kenya Music Festivals. 3, build teacher capacity. We call upon Uraia Trust and the government to partner with us in developing robust, continuous professional development programs for teachers on effective values-based civic education delivery. However, for this ecosystem to truly thrive, the cultivators must be empowered. Our call to action is this. To the government, invest in the teacher, provide adequate training, resources, and support. Recognize that overburdened, under-resourced, and demoralized teachers cannot be expected to single-handedly sustain the civic conscience of a nation. To our partners, collaborate with us directly. NAT is the gateway to the teaching profession. Let us work together to co-design materials and training that are practical, relevant, and effective for the classroom context. To all stakeholders, trust and respect the professional expertise of the teacher. We are not just implementers. We are co-creators of the Kenya we want. Conclusion, a collective promise. In conclusion, the journey to strengthening our democracy and promoting issue-based politics begins with the simple, profound interactions between a teacher and a student. It is there that a child learns that their voice matters, that their community depends on their contribution, and that their identity as a Kenyan is rooted in a shared UTU. Uraia Trust has lit a beacon with this convention. NAT stands ready to carry this light into every corner of our education system. We reaffirm our unwavering solidarity with this noble cause. Let us live here today with a collective promise to honor, support, and empower the teacher as the chief architect of a civic, responsible, and UTU-driven Kenya. Thank you. Asanteni sana. Solidarity. Say power. Solidarity, pesa. No, the first one is power. Solidarity, power, solidarity, pesa, then solidarity forever. So we start. Solidarity. Power. Solidarity. Pesa. Solidarity. Forever. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. John Obala. The one we know is, I will sing and you'll sing along, especially if you're from my generation. Solidarity. Solidarity. Haya, pause. Tushikane mkono tafadhali. Tushikane mkono. Let's hold hands. Let's hold hands. While standing. While standing. Oh, okay. All right. We can't have Kenya National Union of Teachers here and not do a solidarity stand. Fun fact, Dr. Sylvia, who's still here, from the State Department of Devolution, was a teacher. I'm a daughter of a teacher. I appreciate teachers. They do a lot for our country and are very underappreciated. So, Mr. Bala, I hope that you can take our wishes back wherever you're seated. I can't see. Yes, to the teachers. And this is Uraia and partners solidarity with you. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. And the union